Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are back in vanilla and I have some very, very exciting news. We passed 55,000 people. That means we have an airport. And that means we have a new tile, which we do. I went ahead and I bought this tile here. So we have this entire space at the top of the hill to play with, which is brilliant news. What I've also done is I've gone ahead and filled out this suburban space up here. And I decided to do that off camera because I wanted to fill it out and then zone everything and just leave the game running so that all of the zoning that we have in the city will fill up. And it has. Demand is fairly level, which is great to see. And I've also gone ahead and added in some parks here, which I thought would be a nice addition. We have a large playground, a small playground, and a small park just there, with a bunch of pathways going sort of around the place to make it look kind of fancy. And I think that's a nice addition. I actually would also like to come in here and do another little dirt path just like this that links over to there. Because I think that could be kind of nice. We can also just curve that way and that way. There we go. So that looks pretty decent to me. I do want to get some trees just around there a little bit, just to line that pathway. But there we go. Just a couple of parks to increase the land value in the area. And I would also like to show you something a bit interesting, which is this. This is a bus line for the suburbs. Now, where are you going? What is currently on fire? The Briarwood res. Oh, classic Briarwood there. So, this bus line here is the suburban bus line for this area. Very, very busy. Also, very, very busy. And also, very, very busy. Now, the reason for that is actually quite simple. It's because those stops, all the way down there, they all run to... Is that one also busy? No. They all run to the train station. And there are 452 passengers serviced last week at this particular train station. If we go to here, you can see it's a fairly popular line. So that pink line is actually a really, really good line to have. And I'm happy about that. I really, really am. So that's super useful. That's super good news. We also have the occasional regional train coming in, but I can't imagine those are all that popular. The good news as well is you can actually see people get off the bus, go into the station, and then commute. And people get off the trains and come out of the station and go straight to the bus stop. Now, some of them get in their cars, some of them go for a walk, but a lot of them go to the bus stop. And I love that. I really do. That is the coolest thing. That pink line was so, so useful. So I have made some other changes around the place as well. You might notice I slightly changed this road to be a bit straighter with a nice curve there. This road is slightly changed as well with a little bit of a curve there as opposed to just going straight down and then having a very angular bit here. And I think that is the only... Oh, no, it's not. Oh, that was the wrong building. I did also zone this area. And I went ahead and added a fire station and a police headquarters in there because I figured that we probably want those things. And considering this building here is on fire, although that fire station didn't respond, I would say I made a pretty good choice adding those guys in there. So with that said and done, Vanilla's coming along really, really well, and I'm honestly so pleased about that. We do need to get a population of 65,000 to unlock monuments and the international airport and the final tile, and then there's nothing else to unlock. We are set loose on the world, on the 9 tiles, to do whatever we want. And that's exciting. But what I'd like to do first is actually go ahead and pollute some more. And I know what you're thinking. Hold on a minute. Why do you want to do that? Well, the reason's actually kind of simple. We have this cargo station here, which is nice and all, but it's only servicing commercial. I kind of want to put a small industrial zone just around here because we do have offices and commercial here. We have offices here. And there's not really any residential near this cargo train station, which was through design, admittedly, but that could be really useful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a strip of one-way road to that point, then go underneath that, and then come back. So if I go that way, can I get this to line up properly? Something like that. So I'm gonna sort of just outline everything going on here, and then bring it that way a little bit to about that point. And then if we go in a nice straight line like that and link you into there. Now that's all connected together fairly perfectly, which is good to see. What we have now is a one-way system that is still going to work, and that is very, very important because this will generate a lot of traffic. But what you might notice is what's happening here is traffic coming in can go straight to the cargo train station or into the industrial zone, and then it has to come out here. If it wants to go to the cargo train station from here, they have to go out and then around here, which could cause some problems, but I kind of just want to... I mean, even this is a little bit big, honestly. If I could get a one-way road under there, which unfortunately I can't, I absolutely would, because that's a little more along the size that I'd be looking for. But unfortunately, that's not a thing I can do because this cargo train is raised up, and I kind of want to keep it that way. Although we could do a level crossing. We could lower the train sooner and do some level crossings, which I think I will do. And then if it does become a problem, maybe we can raise it again or do something that'll look a little bit interesting. But I think for the time being, since this road's not that busy, I think I can get away with the level crossing. So let's change the slopes on this to go like that and like that. Then in there, and straight to there. All right, so a couple of level crossings, hopefully not going to cause too much trouble. Let's go from there to there and there to there, so that we have a couple of options for traffic that wants to get about. And I think what I'll also do is the same thing on this side, like that. So once again, traffic has a couple of options, which I think might just be useful. As for this space in here, I'm actually thinking of doing some small office zoning, because we might be able to do that. It might work. I honestly... I'm not certain. But if it works, then great. If it doesn't, then, well, we tried. So office zoning in there would be good. Office zoning in here would also be good to hide the industrial zoning. If I could get that to fill up, that would be really nice, but I don't think I'm going to. We could, however, do something like this. Actually, no, we couldn't, because that's too close to the junction. I could do something like that and get some office zoning right up against the train. Or like that as well, or even just like that. Which doesn't necessarily put it against the train, but it gives us a much more dense area, except for that for some reason. So never mind. That's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. I mean, I could get away with this, but... yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. That's fine. Let's get rid of the zoning on this side so that we don't have to worry about it messing up everything else going on there. So we'll do that. That really should be, actually, gravel looks fine. We'll go with gravel. Then we'll do offices there. And I kind of want some on the other side as well. Once again, I want to border the train line. And that's a bit weird looking, so we're not going to do that. We will take it right up towards there. And I will absolutely do a pathway just there. But that's about all I want to do with that. Connect the sides, of course. I'm thinking gravel. Just a bit of gravel. It looks a bit messy, and I kind of like that, so... gravel it absolutely is. And that's going to be some offices. This might be as well, to be honest. So a few offices there. We'll do a few offices like that. We could do a small office park, sort of business park thing here, but we'll see. So hopefully that'll cover up a lot of the industry and stop it from being completely and, you know, obviously visible. We'll fill in a bunch of this space with some industrial zoning. And I think I would also like to... I want to do this kind of thing. I want to do a few little bits of road so we don't have something that just looks like a boring old box. So fill that space in and do that. Then do the same on this end. A bit like that. And then the same down here as well, so that we have, again, not just got a boring old box. Something a bit like that. And that seems, even that seems pretty good to me. That seems better anyway. I could continue a road down this way and get a bit of zoning in there, which I think I would like to do, just, again, to fill up the space. Guess a little pathway in there wouldn't really hurt. So let's do that. Beautiful. And then I think the rest of it is gonna be trees and things that look like they're sort of blocking off the train track. So I think some rocks at the end here could be useful to sort of hide the fact that the train track just suddenly stops and doesn't really have any safety barriers around it. So a few rocks like that, just as a natural little barrier. And then a few trees in there, a few little things, decorate it, could look really nice. So that's the rocks. That's a tree. That's possibly the best bit of commentary I've ever done. There's some rocks, and that is a tree. Good. Alright, that looks fine. Let's get it zoned. Let's get it built. I want to see this area develop and be amazing. I'm also going to want to get some water pipes in there. Because if we don't, then they are going to be complaining pretty quickly. So we'll do that to there. And that to there. Alright. I'm actually quite excited about this. Look at that. That actually blends in perfectly with what's next door. Amazing. Now you guys are slightly facing the wrong way. Which is an issue. Because I really don't want them facing the wrong way. And why are you also... Why is that a corner building? Why are there so many corner buildings? Okay. Huh. That's weird. I'm gonna have to make this a modern development, I think, because if I don't, it's just gonna look super strange. So, let's do this kind of thing. Let's take it out to there, up to that point as well. Yeah. This is definitely gonna have to be some kind of modern development. I've never seen that happen in cities before, where buildings that are obviously not on the corner of a road are deciding to be corner buildings, but okay. I mean, more power to them, it's entirely up to them, but I'd rather they didn't. Alright, so if I get rid of that, does the zoning stay? It does. Those should absolutely work. Alright, let's take that up to there, and take that up to there. And then take that off of the road there as well. And Pine Square is going to become vanilla. There we go. So you guys should absolutely get bulldozed, right? Yeah, there we go. So we should see... Oh, but I love that factory. I love that factory so much. But it's gonna have to go. It just ain't good enough, is what it is. So you guys don't look... I mean, you sort of look like a corner building. But at the same time... It's much less noticeable with that style. Okay, so I'm gonna leave them to do their thing. I think that could look really nice when it's done. I also... Hello. Why do you guys not have electricity? Did I bulldoze something I shouldn't have? Yes. Yes, I did. Well, ain't that a thing? There we go. So that'll stop them complaining. But yeah, I think having a little industrial zone here is a pretty good buffer and kind of edge to the city. Obviously, this doesn't look like an edge to the city. It kind of looks a bit weird. But hopefully it'll function. And hopefully it'll provide some good zoning to the city. I kind of want to do this, to be honest. Gonna do that kind of thing. Gonna do that kind of thing. Then go to that point. And that point. And that looks alright. I kind of want to... I think that's the middle. Yes, it is. So that's fine. Nope. I didn't want to delete that. Yeah, so that's the middle point. I kind of just want to do that. I know it's weird, but I like it. Or maybe we do it the other way. I don't know. I like the idea of having some kind of noticeable, hey, here's the edge of the city kind of thing. I guess that kind of does it. I suppose. Let's get more industry in those spaces then. I said small industrial zone. Apparently I lied. Apparently I am a filthy liar. But that's okay. That's not okay. But that's okay. There we go. Let's do that. And that as well. I'll put some trees in there to make it look a bit nicer. As for you, you can be de-zoned. And yeah, I'll put some paths in, I'll make it look nice, and we have ourselves a completely new industrial zone, which is somewhat exciting. Okay, so this area is growing at the moment. I've actually split it up into 2 different districts because I wanted to get some of the European style in there, even if it doesn't necessarily match with where it is in the city. I still wanted it there because it kind of looked cool, and I'm still sort of going for this, you know, industrial park with a business park sort of surrounding it, I guess. But what I'd like to do first is deal with some of the other demand in the city. Now, there's a good look at Pine Square, and there's Hickory Heights, which is the little kind of mini business park that's going on here, which actually has a slight water problem there that we can totally go in and fix like so. But what I'd like to do is I'm actually going to expand this suburb here, sort of along the bottom of this hill. Because I realized that's totally a thing I can do. We totally have the room to do it, and I totally want to do it. So I'm going to sort of expand it like that to about that point, which doesn't give... in fact, it might give the perfect amount of zoning. It looks like it is. And the same with this road here. It's basically going to expand that way as well. Well, maybe a bit less so. That one can go a little bit less far. Because I want this one to have a road that does go up the hill a little bit. And I want this to have a bit that does the same just there. Maybe not quite that far. Then I kind of want the same kind of thing going on in here. Possibly. I don't know. I like the idea that we have a little road come down like this. So we can have some zoning. And a little road come down like that so we can have some zoning. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to do the job. It also means that this road here actually gets upgraded to have some grass on it, at least until... Actually, no, the whole thing can have grass on it up to about that point. This road here, I think, is fine as is. So it's going to stay like that. And we're going to go ahead and get a bunch of low-density residential in here, so that a bunch more people can move in. So we can deal with some of the demand, which means that we might see the industrial area grow that little bit more, which is certainly something I would absolutely love to see. Not going to zone you. We're going to just continue and not zone you. You can be zoned, and all of these guys out here can be zoned as well. So that should build up pretty nicely. We're going to want to do something like this, and this, and that. And take that to there as well. So that should build up. That should look pretty decent. If it builds quickly, we're not going to have an interruption to the power connection, but it looks like that is going to be an inevitability, so that's going to run across to there. And hopefully we'll see this space build up pretty quickly. It will add a few more people to this neighborhood, which is fine. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing how many people are in there, so I'm going to actually make this a district, and it is going to be a messy district, because it kind of has to be. I can maybe tidy it up a little bit, but I kind of just want the whole thing to be one district. It's kind of... yeah, it's big. It's a big old district, but that's fine. So we'll extend it to about there, bring it across to about there, and then I am going to make a point of slightly tidying it up, because good lord, it really needs it. And there we go, the Hickory District, even though we have Hickory Heights right there. Even so, the Hickory District currently has a population of exactly 7,243. That's not bad, actually. That's a pretty good population. I would like to do similar up here, though. I want to see what kind of population we're looking at on top of the hill. So I'm going to make that an entire district going out to there. Then sort of bring it around the front of the hill like that. Which actually helps it look quite neat, so that's okay. That's pretty good. So what is that? That is Florence district with a population of 7,665. Not bad. A lot of traffic there, good lord. That's got to mostly be garbage trucks, right? No. Oh dear. Well, that's bad. That is definitely bad. Actually, a lot of that is actually made up of garbage trucks. Why is traffic sort of locked in there? Do we maybe need to change this to be highway? Would that help? It sort of seems like it's got traffic moving again, which is what I wanted and what we needed. It does look like a lot of that traffic is made up of garbage trucks, though. So I think a lot of the problem there was possibly the garbage trucks. Fortunately, looks to me like everything's moving. Down here, I am going to change into highway as well. Just so that we can be sure traffic will have enough lanes to move about. It doesn't look as good as the roundabouts we had, but it seems to be functioning. We are having some issues with sewage at the moment. So let's get that sorted. With another treatment plant just out here. We'll actually do another 2 of them. There we go. So those will get functioning. And sewage treatment is now fine. Which is beautiful. Are you even moving? No. Okay, we'll delete you. Hopefully these things can still function. It looks like they can. Alright, so those are doing a good job of just polluting that entire area of water. This area over here looks to be much less polluted than it once was, which is great news. This area here looks to be a bit abandoned and slightly burning down. So I would like to go ahead and get a little fire station just in, I think, there. So that should be pretty good. That'll hopefully function. As for traffic, it actually does seem to be moving about here, which is great news. Traffic does seem to be backing up here a little bit, but I think that's okay. I think it will manage. At least hopefully it'll manage. As for everywhere else, this roundabout's still functioning, this one's fine, and that one's fine. I don't know if we actually do need these kind of roundabouts, the highway ones, but I'm gonna keep them for the sake of safety. You have so many passengers. How many people are waiting to use that line? I need to see this. Let's go to here, and public transport trains are 291. Still not as many as it looks. Which is weird, but I love that that is actually functional. Anyway, this area here has finally built up, which is great news. I kind of want to expand this way a little bit, but at the same time, I feel like maybe a suburb up on the hill itself would be a good idea too. Anyway, that's besides the point. There is one thing I would really like to do right now, and that is airport. I want to get an airport, and I kind of want it to be right there. So let's figure out what way the airport is going to work. What I'm thinking is we do a nice big straight road like this. Yeah, about like that. Maybe take 2 bits off of it so I can see where the middle is. So that's the middle of that road. If I get an airport, I need to bulldoze those rocks. And then the slope's too steep. That makes sense. Okay. That's fine. We'll bring the airport forward a little bit. But just a little bit. We'll go 20. And that was not 20. We'll go 20. Then we'll put that in as a marker for the middle. And then that can go right in the middle there. Beautiful. Not dangerous at all. Not in the slightest. Love it. I could actually get another one. That's always an option. Because if I kind of want to... I want to turn this into a one-way road going that way. That one goes that way. And then if I go 10 that way and that way and that way, we have a loop. Which is always good. But then what I could do is I could put another airport turn... Oh, really? Why is the slope... What slope is... This bit slope's too steep. Okay. Can I maybe flatten that? Because if I can, that would be so good. I want to flatten this out a bit and see if I can get myself another airport terminal just there. I don't even know if it'll be used, but I don't really care. That looks right to me. It looks weird, that's for sure, but it looks like it could also be pretty cool. So let's just level the terrain around some of these, this runway here as well. Just like that, and then smooth it a little bit. Because it's a bit weird at the end there, but that's alright. So smooth all of that out, smooth out these edges too. I can put some rocks in there to make it look good, but that I like. That's going to be our airport. I don't know what else I'm going to put around it, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. As for connections, I think it only makes sense that we do have an avenue running up to it, which can actually connect right there in the middle, which I love. So that can have a nice big sort of loop going around there, and that can go that way. I do think we'll go with grass. I am actually thinking maybe tree-lined. I think tree-lined could be good. So that'll do. We'll go with some tree-lined roads, since they are smaller trees anyway. So let's just upgrade like that, make it look real fancy around here. There we go. As for connections, we'll figure that out. But this is far enough out that we can totally do a little suburb up here as well. Or that tourism area, but probably a suburb because tourism buildings would be quite tall, so that wouldn't make that much sense. In fact, this little avenue road totally works for that kind of suburb idea. Because it can just curve over like this, can't it? Oh, this is good. This is real good, this. Alright, let's go like that. And curve to about there. That does get a bit steep, but that's alright. It can sort of wind down the mountain like this. Which is actually okay. I kind of like the way it's carving into the mountain there. I do like the idea of maybe winding another road up there, though, but I don't think I'm going to get that option. So let's just continue carving down the mountain. And I can have it link up there. Which isn't bad, but I kind of think I'd prefer it linking up somewhere down here so I can get a roundabout in. Even if there's not that much room. Ideally, it would be like here. But I think a roundabout could be real useful over here. So let's have a little look and see what we can do. Okay, so this is what we're looking at the moment, and I know what you're thinking. Good lord, that looks kinda hideous. Yes, it does, but this is just the foundation for what I want to do here. I want to put some suburbs up here. I do want to leave a gap around the airport so that people aren't living too close to it. And I'm actually going to use these, the pylons to sort of measure out that gap and give an idea of what kind of perimeter we're looking at on the airport, which is basically going to be something a bit like, well, that, really. That's kind of the distance I'm thinking. Then it sort of goes to about that point as well, obviously across and to like there. I feel like that's fine. Maybe a little bit further on this side. And this, yeah, the same up there as well. A little bit further here, just so the planes aren't going right over the house, but I mean, there are a lot of housing places near airports, and I think that's a pretty good radius to give the airport. Then this is just a bunch of suburban zoning, so with that in mind, we need to sort of copy the way we've done the roads here, so we have these sort of side roads alongside the avenue, which I think makes sense considering this road could be super busy. I'm not entirely sure how efficient the airport's actually going to be, considering how far it actually is from the city, but I'm excited nonetheless. I've been wanting to get the airport in here for a while, and you guys have wanted to see it as well. I don't know if you wanted to see it in this regard, but, well, there you go. So that goes out that far, that goes out that far, and we need to get this to follow the road, which is, easy enough to do, I suppose. If I turn off snapping as well, it sort of just flows a little bit better. So it can go to about there, then it needs to curve to about there. And it needs to curve to about there. And then I want to go from this point up that far out. And I want those to link together as best they possibly can, which is going to be like that. So that is a nice long section of road, which will totally give us plenty of room for some housing, which has me very excited. So let's just continue this way a little bit to about that point. And oh, no, let's not do that. Do that and get you to connect like that. Okay. That's fine. That's exactly what we want. Now, what I will do is change all of these roads here to have trees on them, and then that bit of avenue in the middle cannot have trees on it. I am curious to see, did I do one-way roads? No, I didn't. Okay. Did I do one-way roads up here? No. Okay. I thought I did. I always thought I did. I don't know why I thought I did. I thought I did. Okay. Well, we'll do this, and of course do our standard pattern of this main road has trees, the sort of sub-roads don't, and then the roads that people live on also don't. So let's get some big ol' roads in here. And this one in particular is absolutely enormous and really should be an avenue, actually, but well, what can you do? I guess I could make it an avenue, but other than make it an avenue, meh, what can you do? Well, that took a while, and that's not even all of it. That's not all of the zoning we're going to be dealing with, and that's not even all of the work that needs to be done. I have gone ahead and put in all of the low-density residential zoning for this space. It's probably not going to build for a while, but what I'm going to go ahead and do now is actually do one last little... That's 2 planes of just... What the hell? That one just went vertical. Is there anyone on that? 52 people. There's 61 on you, and there are 129 on you. We are going to want some buses before I go any further with this design. We are going to want some buses. So I want a bus that comes up there, and stops there, and stops there. In fact, it might be a better idea to have it stop there and there, so then it can go back down into the city. Because, well, actually, a bus that takes people from the airport to the station wouldn't be a terrible idea there. I like that idea. Because it can turn in there as well, so that might be a really useful bus to have. Because that'll let people go to the station. It doesn't look like too many people are going to be using it at the moment. A lot of people are going around there and off to the city, which is pretty cool. A couple of people going to the park. It's always nice. We probably will actually see a lot of people going to the airport, now that I think about it, because we have all of these parks around here. So that'll be interesting. We should see a fair few people want to use the buses as well, which will be nice. We are also going to want some taxi stands, now that I think about it. We can get a couple of those in those spots, which I think will be super nice to have. So that'll be good. We can get a couple at the ends there as well, so that taxis can sort of hang out in the area. So that should be good. We should see a few taxis up here. We could get some taxi depots as well, but I don't really think we need those. I think we're probably alright. Quite a few people waiting on a bus there. We should see one come up eventually. Yeah, there's the buses now. Hopefully we'll see a few people want to actually use that line as well. It would definitely be good. There we go. There's the buses heading up the hill. Anyone using that one? Nope. But that's okay. Oh god, there's a lot of them actually. And a lot of people coming out of the airports. That's good. That is definitely good. So that way people can take a bus from the airport to this train station and then off into the city, which is exciting. That's very exciting. I am tempted, however, to get another bus line that maybe does go into the city, but it's sort of like an express... I think an express bus line that takes you to... Where is the center of the metro system? It's like here, isn't it? Yeah, that's where it meets. So an express bus line that takes you to there could also be useful. So that can come back up and do its thing. All right. So what I'm thinking for those is that the airport buses are going to be white. Just so we can easily see them. I don't know what that light... What are the light blue lines? What the hell are the light blue bus lines? I actually have no idea. Is it... I'm looking at a bus line there, right? Bus line 15. Where is it? Here. Oh, I know what that is. That's the bus lines I have going across the city. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we have the white buses going to and from the airport. Hopefully we'll see those get a lot of use. But what I was saying before is... Oh, this area is building. Okay. What I was saying before is that we need to go in and I want to start doing this. And I'm basically going to very slowly, and most likely off camera because it will take such a long time, I'm going to build up an airport. I'm going to build up a forest. Because obviously we don't have any brushes to place trees with because we're not playing with mods. I'm going to build up a small forest that is going to basically border the airport and also border the residential zone. And I want to do similar around the edges here as well, so that this area doesn't look completely barren. So that's going to take a while, and I'm not going to do it this episode. I'm not actually going to do it in an episode. I think I will just do it off camera because it'll take so long. But that gives you an idea of, you know, I want to put a bunch of trees in this space. Then I want to sort of feather the edge here around the airport so that it looks, you know, a bit more realistic. Because the top of this hill is completely barren and it just really, really makes it look so bland. What I love about this area here is just how dense the trees get. I love that. Up here could use a bit of that as well. And we will absolutely get to doing that. But for the meantime, ladies and gents, we have started the district here beside the airport. We have to go ahead and obviously get all of the zoning in, get all of the trees in, and then it's going to look absolutely beautiful. So for the meantime, I am going to leave it there. So thank you kind of for watching. This has been City Skylines and the Vanilla Let's Play part, I want to say 19. I don't want to be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me. But I think it's 19. I'm almost certain it's 19. Anyway, thank you kind of for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. That way, YouTube will think I'm popular, and they'll show the video to even more people.